Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. It's Justin and Jess. In today's video, we are going to transform this area of our kitchen as it is long overdue for a major upgrade. So let's go ahead and dive into the video.
Okay, so here's our current pantry situation. We have this metal shelf that came from my last house. I used it to hold plates and stuff like that there. But here we do not have a pantry. We have a rather small kitchen. Now, we thought about building something into the wall here, like a large, full-sized pantry. The only issue is we have this light switch and we can't really move that very easily. So we thought, why not build a half pantry cabinet at the bottom? And then at the top, I think we're gonna finish this for this video, but not entirely sure. We're gonna try and put some shelves at the top. So yesterday we went to a rehome store here in Nashville and we found an upper cabinet that actually is going to work and fit here beautifully. So we're gonna try to refurbish that piece. It saves us some money because the cabinet was only $20, somewhere around there. So we should be able to refurbish it and kind of make it look like it's been built in and specifically made for this size. So first things first, we're gonna replace the door on this cabinet. It's kind of janky, so it doesn't match our other stuff. So we're gonna take this off real quick and that way we can carry it outside a little bit easier. It needs to be held up, that's what it is.
Jess is gonna be painting upstairs. She's gonna paint the wall. Down here, outside, I'm going to use some wood filler and try to fill some of these holes, specifically the one from the hinges on the old door, and then any minor holes or imperfections that I see. And then I'm going to do just a light sanding on the exterior of it so that we can move on to painting. A little bit of Minwax wood filler here. This should work perfect, and then some paper towels to kind of wipe it off. There's definitely some holes here and here, and I'm gonna actually try over here on this spot. There's a bit of wood that's just chipped off from the MDF, and I'm gonna see what I can do with the wood filler with that, see if that'll repair it. That's okay. All right, so everything at this point is filled, at least everything that I can see. It'll probably take a couple hours for it to completely dry, then we'll sand it. So we gotta let it dry first. But the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take this little piece off right here. Just a little bit of demo, there we go. I may have a little bit more holes to fill. And this part might even end up being covered up here, depending, we'll get there. We're still trying to brainstorm some ideas.
Now that we've got all the holes filled and everything sanded down, I did just a light dusting, a quick sweep of everything, and I'm gonna go ahead and paint this. We have a semi-gloss paint in the color Snowbound, so we're gonna see how that looks. It's gonna be the same color as the wall, just in a semi-gloss finish. So let's hope that it turns out good, and I can't wait to see it.
This is the door that we're not going to repurpose, but the back side of it here, this is essentially what the doors are going to look like. The shaker style doors. It's going to be the width and the height of this, so it's going to be the exact measurements, which is about almost 34 inches tall and like 22 and a half, something like that. So that's going to be what our doors are going to be, and then just split down the middle, so they'll open like this. So I went ahead and picked up a 1/4 inch piece of maple and then a 3/4 inch piece of maple as well. So it's about $45 for those two pieces. So we'll be able to rip those down and cut them to size. I thought that this looked pretty close to the color of this, which I don't know what kind of wood this is. But this is a maple. I think it looks pretty close. Doesn't matter, we're gonna paint it anyways. So, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
I think what I'm gonna do first is go ahead and do a cross cut and then rip it and then split it down the middle. Perfect. Perfect. This one cut at almost perfectly right at 34. Literally right at 34. I think I cut this one absolutely perfect. And I don't know how that's possible. Door number one.
Door number two.
Door number two. Next thing we're gonna do is take our 1/4 inch maple and we're gonna rip it down to fit the shaker style of our cabinets upstairs, but it's gonna be about 2 1/4 to 2 5/16 in thickness. So we're gonna go ahead and rip those down and cut all those to size. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and cross cut these, I guess you call them the shaker, we're just gonna call them the shaker style pieces. How about that? The pieces that will run the top and the bottom, those are gonna be approximately 6 3/8 of an inch. So I've got my stop block set at that. After I get all of these pieces that will be across the top and the bottom, I'll cut the long pieces to length. We'll measure that out at 34 inches. And then we'll be done with the shaker pieces. Absolutely perfect. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's perfect. All right, I've already finished this one and it's been a few, actually it's only been about an hour or so. This one has dried pretty well, got this one done, and now I'm just gonna go through with some wood filler and fill any of the small gaps that kind of showcase the imperfections and then cover up all of my holes where the brad nails are. So, and then I think we'll be ready to, I might sand this down a little bit as well and then paint, so. All right, and just like that, all the sanding is pretty much complete. Well, you will notice that I accidentally put the wrong side. Should be this side. But that's okay because we're gonna paint it and you're not gonna be able to tell. That is the next thing, paint. Again, we're using the Valspar semi-gloss. This is Snowbound. That's what we used on the rest of the cabinet. This is not on very well. This might take a couple of coats here. I'm not too sure. But after that, then what we'll do is we'll get a scrap piece of this of the door, move on to securing the hinge to the cabinet and the hinge to the door, but I want to use a practice piece first. All right, you guys, it's been a few days now. Long story short, the original doors did not work. We did not measure right. We measured according to the old door, and we should have measured according to the width of the actual cabinet and gone from there. Learned from that mistake, and we had to redo the doors to make them a little bit wider. I was able to salvage the 1/4-inch pieces, the shaker wood, and repurpose that onto the new existing doors. So I realized my mistake when I went to install the hinges with the Craig hinge jig and saw that there was like a almost 2-inch gap between the doors, and it just wasn't going to work. But now I'm pretty confident that it's going to work out well. And also the hinges that we got, they're adjustable too. And so if it turns out that it's a bit too close, you can widen it a little bit. So we'll just have to see. That's right, Justin. You guys will have to wait and see. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for part 2. Thanks for watching.